YouTube. This your boy, Mr. Extra, and today, this came right. Today, I want to welcome everybody back to the channel before I get into it. And I appreciate my new subscribers and the ones that are still subscribing and commenting on my videos and everything. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate the love and the feedback that you guys come at me with. You know, keep me motivated to keep coming back, keep making videos. I say, but today, I want to talk about something that a lot of people really don't touch on, and that is how to balance the passion of riding and your family life. So your family is everything. And for me, I really like riding. That's my go-to for a stress reliever. And I just love the wind, and I just love just seeing stuff, being open, just the wind therapy overall, just riding and thinking and looking at stuff, whether it's seeing something roadside or just riding through the countryside. I mean, I love it all, except for riding to Florida. That from 75, that is a boring ride to me, to Florida. But anyway, stay on subject, Extra. So for me, I had to find when I needed to balance out both. And it's kind of a hard subject, really, but it's part of life. But I just like the freedom that this bike gives me. I mean, you just don't have anything to think about. You don't worry about bills or nothing. You just ride. So it's easy. I mean, it's easy. But family life could be hard sometimes, especially raising a little one. And I know most of y'all can relate. And it's fun at the same time, and it can be a headache. But I love my family. They like that I get to ride and get to see some of my YouTube videos when I show it to them. Kinsley ain't really interested in them big videos unless she sees something really cool that catches her eye. I said, so when I first started riding, I had to pretty much just figure out how to balance both, because it's so easy to fall in love with these two wheels, and it just is. It's just something about it. I can't explain it, but it's definitely a drug, and it's addictive. It is addictive, and it can pull you away from your family if you let it. But me having the kind of wife that I have, which we talk a lot, she could tell when my mood changes, I could tell when her mood changes. So, you know, we work together. It's all about compromise too. So she really understands that I love the ride. But she also tells me when I'm doing a little too much, because sometimes I don't realize I'm doing a lot. And that was like when I first started riding. But now I'm kind of like done toned the riding down a little bit. I still be want to ride, but you know, my family comes first, and have to put the bike on the back burner sometimes. But what I really want to get into, and I got a couple notes that I have got in my phone, but the phone's over there somewhere. So I'm gonna try to do it off. Oh no, man. Oh, it ain't too far, but the family mindset on communication is key. You have to communicate with your wife, and you know, just Figure out your family schedule. Figure out what y'all got going on before, or even if you're thinking about riding, just figure out, hey, what we got going on this weekend. And most times she'll tell you, hey, yeah, we got this, this, and that. Okay, cool. Maybe pick a Sunday. If Saturday's booked up, go riding on Sunday if the weather's good, you know. I don't too much like riding in the rain. I don't think nobody does. It ain't really enjoyable. Not to just joyride local, but you know, if you got somewhere to be, you got to travel through it. You know, it's a whole different ball game on that. And one of the things that we have now is that we have a calendar in the garage on the stand-up freezer. So we kind of jot down, hey, we got this going on this Saturday, or if my wife's out of town for work this week, okay, I know riding is ain't gonna be happening. So we got a little calendar that we jot all the notes down, who gonna be doing what the family got going on, and also I put most of my rides on there. Like, some of the rides be like spur of the moments when people come into town or something like that. But first, before I commit to a ride, I will also check and see if my wife or the family, you know, what we got going on that weekend. If we don't have nothing going on that weekend, I let them know, like, hey, got a ride with such and such coming up this Saturday, you know. If we ain't got nothing going on, I'm gonna take the ride. And most time, well, 90% of the time, she can be like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So we got that. So you got to communicate with your family on what you got going on, and also see what they got going on too. So that's also important. That falls in the category of planning ahead for the schedule and everything. And then also, when you at home, you know, you got to be there. You know, when it's time for that family time, you got to be there, got to show up, got to participate. Even though, you know, painting nails. Oh my God. If you ain't a girl dad, you probably wouldn't understand. But yeah, little girls for some reason like to paint daddy's nails with little kid fingernail polish. It peels right off. Or either arts and crafts, because my daughter's a girly girl. She like arts and crafts, anything girly girl, playing with Barbie. She'll have me playing with them, and you just gotta spend that time with them. They enjoy it. They think it's funny, you know, because I always tell them, boys don't paint their nails. Not this guy, but you know, but I'm a sucker for her, so I take it. But yeah, and you know, also kind of involve your family into riding. Whether, see if you can get your wife. I know my wife will ride, but some wives don't ride. They don't like it. But try to take them for a ride around the neighborhood, somewhere short. That way they can get kind of familiar with it. Just keep on it, you know, because some people just scared of them. You know, if your wife don't ride, that's cool, that's fine. But most of the time, if them kids want to ride, they gonna get on there and ride. My little one, oh, it's daddy. Let's go around the neighborhood. Take me for a ride. All right, she'll put on her little bicycle helmet. We ain't going no more than about 15, 20 miles an hour in the neighborhood. So, but she enjoys it. She really enjoys just going around the neighborhood. And our neighborhood is pretty big, so we can just go around the neighborhood, do a little ride. She get to look, she get to throw her hands in the air, and you know, she get to get some of that wind therapy also. And she come back, she just as happy as she want to be. So, and that really makes me proud because I'm involving my family in something that I love to do, which is just great, you know. So hopefully Amber might get a trike one day, but we don't know yet. I gotta see what Punchy gonna be doing, because it really boils down to her, because we don't have a babysitter all the time. So, and plus she's 6 also. So that'd be kind of tough on that. But once she's old enough to get on that bike and Amber wants a trike, we're probably gonna end up getting a trike. That way we can do some little family trips, you know. You can involve them in your passion. And so that'll be great. You know, the whole family ride. And also, make sure that they know you being safe out there on the road. Let them know, you know, like, hey, this is dangerous, but this is what I do when I'm tired. You know, stop for the night. You know, set your destination, because riding 500 and 600 miles, it does take a lot out of you. So just let them know, like, hey, and kind of know your limitations on how long you can ride and what you want to ride. And also check in from time to time, like when you're on your stops, let them know, like, hey, I'm here. So that way they know how safe you are and where you at, you know, your last known location. And also share your location, because my wife got my location, I got hers. That way when I'm on the road, she can see where I'm at all times. And so that's the little system we got. And also my Cardo headset got a crash detection on it too, so it'll send her an alert if something happens to me. She'll get a text or something like that to check my location and find out where I'm at. So that's one of the safety things we got implemented in. And I know a lot of riders do the Life 360. They use Glimpse, those apps, you know, tracking apps where you can share your location with someone. So just in case anything happens, they know you're rolling. Or if you're sitting somewhere too long, I might get a phone call from Amber like, hey, what you doing? You know, blase, blase. And that's it. But yeah, just make sure you just check in with them. Let them know you're okay, so they don't worry. They're going to worry anyway because you're out there on the road. So just let them know what you got going on, safe-wise, and where you plan on stopping at for the night, whether you got a hotel booked or not. And if you experience a breakdown, you know, give your family a call. Let them know, like, hey, I'm at such and such, broke down. I'm gonna try to get some help, whatever. You know, so that's one of the things about being safe out there. But most of the time, that balance is everything. That having balance in everything in life. Sometimes it don't work out like that, but you just at least gotta try and make sure the house is happy. Make sure you getting your happiness on too. So, cause it's important that dad be happy sometimes, you know, and mama be happy sometimes. I said it's cool for that, you know, the kids be happy. Make sure, because you can get tied up on this bike. I've been there when I first started riding, and I was riding pretty much every day. Like, just get out there and leave for an hour, you know, it was my release. It started to be a drug to me, and I was starting to get addicted to it. So, you know, but me and my wife, we talked about it, and I done really toned it down a whole lot, because I was on that bike a lot. I did like 14,000 miles in a year on the bike. So, and that was my first year owning the bike, riding the bike, and I just wanted to get used to it. I was hitting back roads up, and I was just riding, you know, just riding. And that's a lot for a beginner to me. So, but I enjoyed every minute of it. It has taught me some things about the balance. So Gotta have that balance. My first long distance trip was out to Port St. Joe, which they drove and I rode the bike. You know, I wanted to experience what it's like to take my first long distance trip, which I learned a lot on that trip. Always, if that gas tank is on a quarter tank, look for a gas station. I was so used to a car, you know, like, yeah, I know I can go this amount of miles, you know, but learned a lot about seats and everything else on that trip, which was a good trip. So I got to have my little riding time. And when I got down to Port St. Joe, I chilled for the first day. And I think I got up like that Monday, went and tried to visit Panama City, Harley-Davidson, but they was closed. So I ended up riding around to Cape San Blas that day, just checking it out, doing like a little round loop and seeing what was going on down on that end while I was down there, because I never experienced it. And it's very beautiful over there, by the way. And then I just really came back to the Airbnb, and I just pretty much just chilled out with the family for the rest of the time and just hung out at the beach and watched the kids, you know, get their seashells and hermit crabs, and because out there they got a bunch of hermit crabs, so they was out there having fun catching it, and it was just a good time. And that was that balance, you know, just take a little day for yourself when you're on vacation or something. If you rode the bike down, take a little day for yourself and then just go out there and ride around, maybe a couple hours or something like that. And I said, and then you can come back and enjoy the rest of the family time. I had a good time, and I got what I wanted, the family, and got what they wanted. So that was worked out perfect. If you're trying to figure out the balance, you ain't alone, but just work on it, and everything should just work out. Just at least try. So this your boy, Mr. Extra. I'm signing off, and hope y'all have a good night. Peace.